So that's why I wanted to see this one. I didn't want to see like the actual like where it's like the whole thing is a bit. I wanted to see Rich being rich and talking about stuff. So let us check this out. Let's see. I actually did not hear about the FBI stopping this Michigan soldier attack. So I have no idea what's going on. I am looking forward to Rich providing me with some good education on the subject matter. Let's go.
Michigan, the land of Detroit, Motown, Motor City, Axel Foley, and homegrown terrorism.
Oh.
Well, it is today, because we're going to talk about a young Michigander who joined the Guard for all of 2 years and be the Alibaba of active shooters. But luckily, the Fed boys were there to foil it all. That's right, the FBI can do a good job. Sometimes. And we'll get right into that, but not until we talk about today's video sponsor. You know, I want to save up to buy another house, but I really need to get on top of my expenses. Well, that's where today's sponsor, Rocket Money, comes in to help. Rocket Money is an all-in-one personal finance app that helps you
Duke,
cancel
have a wonderful night.
lower bills, and manage your money better. Because once you connect your bank account, Rocket Money identifies each of your subscriptions in a single list. And from there, you can determine what you don't want anymore. And Rocket Money makes it easy to cancel it in just a few steps. Rocket Money will also automatically scan your bills and help you find savings. Because with just a couple of taps, Rocket Money can help negotiate your bills for you. From internet service to cable to phone bills.
This is one of a lot of services that are making the rounds.
Let the app's negotiators work for you, so you get the best possible rate. Take control of your finances today. Go to rocketmoney.com/angrycops. That's rocketmoney.com/angrycops. And get started for free. Let's all meet Amar Abdul Majid Mohammed Saeed. He's so Saeed right now. He's a very Saeed. He's crying tears because he's locked up. So Saeed. So Saeed.
Oh boy.
I couldn't help myself. Well, now Amar joined the United States Army National Guard out of Michigan back in September of 2022 and got out in December of 2024. Now, if my math is mathing,
does the National Guard only, does the National Guard actually offer only 2 years? Because he said hang on, let me hear those dates again.
The United States Army National Guard out of Michigan back in September of 2022 and got out in December of 2024. Now, if my math...
I didn't think the National Guard did 2-year enlistments. I thought it was like, do they still do 2-year enlistments? Okay, I thought it might have been a minimum of 3, but I guess maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do offer a 2-year enlistment. Okay. Yeah, Xanax, I thought it was like minimum 3 or 4 years. That's what I thought.
Math is mathing. That means he barely spent more than 2 years in, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm fairly certain that
Thank you,
there's
Andrea.
no contract for that. So,
oh, he just said it. He just said it. Andrea, thank you for the prime. I talked over him when he said that.
I'm fairly certain that there's no contract for that. So, I'm waiting on more information to come in, but I'm assuming, and we'll figure out by the end of this video, that Amar got the boot out of basic training or in between. I've seen a lot of National Guard kids do the split ups. They join at 17 and do basic training, come back home, finish out their senior school year, and then go back to their AIT, but it gets pushed off, and after a while become slovenly and gross and had to be booted out because they couldn't keep the standard. Now, although he looks a little slim in his photo here, I'm wondering if there wasn't some sort of disciplinary issue that got him quickly booted out. More on that when I can possibly get my hands on his DD-214 and maybe some counselings. But let's get into this potential terrorist plot that he tried to bring to totality. Yeah. We see Amar began talking to some undercover federal agents back in June of 2024. And if my math is mathing again...
That's before he got out.
To create a freaking jihad while he was still serving in the United States Army. Makes me wonder if the feds tipped somebody off in the good old Michigan National Guard to say, hey, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Yeah. Okay. Now, only the 2 years make sense. If he was starting this shit like 5 months, 6 months before he left, yeah, I'm thinking the FBI were consulting with his chain of command and they kicked him out. Okay, now this is starting to gel. Now, already pieces are starting to fall into place. He was trying to facilitate some kind of attack while he was still in, and he said it to undercover agents. The undercover agents talked to his chain of command, which means they had him target locked. Yeah, they were watching him. My guess is maybe that's why we didn't hear anything about it. He may have not, I don't know, maybe he wasn't able to facilitate the attack. Again, I had not heard about any attack, so this is all new to me. And Caveman, thank you for the follow.
Foreman was removed from the Michigan National Guard. He was already scheming and plotting some terrorisms in Michigan.
Oh boy.
And it didn't take that long because in November of 2024, Amon had his plot. He knew what he was going to do. He was going to go have an active shooter mass casualty event at the TACOM. And we all know what a TACOM is. It's one of the U.S. Army's Tank, Automotive, and Armaments Command. Now, in between June of 2024 and November when he hatched the plan, Amon had already sworn allegiance to ISIS. Yeah,
oh, for fuck's sake.
Somehow he had found an ISIS flag and brought it home, or went to a buddy's house that had one and wrapped his face all up in a...
Holy fuck. And Angry Cops didn't say when this happened, did he? But he was still enlisted with the Guard when he did this. He was still serving in the Guard when he pulled this shit. Holy fuck. This is some scary shit. Like, we talked about, well, Seek, they may not have. That's why he talked to he revealed his plan to undercover agents back in July. So my guess is they didn't miss this. They were tracking him. My guess is they were tracking him, and so they knew about it, and they were just waiting for the opportunity to jump. Probably when he was getting ready to facilitate an attack. That's when the FBI moved in. That's my guess. They were just waiting for the right time. They were building the case. They were gathering evidence, and they were keeping him closely monitored. And the moment he was going to be preparing for an attack is when they were going to jump it. That's my suspicion. And Caveman, thank you for the prime also.
It looks like t-shirts and both pledged his allegiance to coward bombs and suicide tards.
Yeah.
So
fucking Family Guy. It sounds about right, yes. And Slyga, you are probably correct. Yeah, they were probably trying to see how many people he was involved with. That's what I mean by them keeping a very close eye on him. They were seeing how many people he was involved with. Did he have co-conspirators? Stuff like that. Absolutely, I have no doubt of that. And just looking around, thank you for the follow.
June through November 2024, he's praising Allah, photos with the ISIS flag. He's pledging allegiance and ready to do jihad either somewhere out in the middle of nowhere and meet up with them out in Iraq and Syria, or do a homegrown terrorism, which is exactly what he thought he'd do.
What an idiot!
Who wants to go to the restaurant and pick up their terrorism when you can DoorDash that right to your front yard? Once he hatched the plot to take care of the TACOM, he began canoodling with his undercover federal friends and starting the plot a-going. Drone shots going over, hovering, recording, and getting a good bird's eye view for some reconnaissance so he can figure out exactly which buildings he wants to kick off this mass.
Okay, hold up. Shut the fuck up. Even if he was being monitored by the FBI, why did the fucking military allow him to do this drone surveillance? That going on the assumption that these shots are from his drone, the shots that he took, how the fuck did the military allow this? even with the FBI monitoring, even maybe if they talk to the chain of command, like, I don't know how, like, the MPs let it happen. And again, this is all with the full understanding that he's being monitored by the FBI. They know what he's doing. They're keeping him in the crosshairs. His chain of command probably was informed about this. But I'm just thinking, like, okay, the people who are not part of the chain of the command and not in the know, you would think your average soldier or your average NP would see this and go, the fuck? And approach him and go, what the fuck are you doing? Like, not people in the know, but the people that are not in the know. That's where I'm confused. Like, somebody didn't walk over and go, motherfucker, what are you doing?
Starting the plot of going. Drone shots going over, hovering, recording, and getting a good bird's eye view for some reconnaissance so he can figure out exactly which buildings he wants
to kick off. But they wouldn't tell everyone, Durahan.
He gives rifle magazines and armor-piercing rounds to his undercover federal friends, as well as Molotov cocktails, and teaches them how to shoot and use and make the cocktails. I mean, I don't think it's like that hard. Get a little bit of oil.
Easy Ember, when he was flying the drones, he kept saying, "Don't be suspicious."
I will actually buy that. Flying the drones around. Don't be suspicious. 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 And Rook, thank you for the tier 2. Thank you so much. Atanashi, it's possible. It's just, my feeling is we saw that video footage of all the people that were around. And even if the FBI and the chain of command is involved in the operation, they're not going to be bringing in a lot of people in on this. Because more people you bring into it, the more chances there are that somebody might talk to him about it. And so, I'm just thinking, there's a bunch of, average GIs there loading up trucks. And... you would think that they would see that and go, the fuck? So, that's why I'm just the average GI that just happened to be in that area, I would think would be, looking at it saying, that's not right, something's going on.
But that's just a couple of the different homemade explosives that you can make. Now, this all culminated to Amon's arrest just a couple of days ago, while he was actively participating in the terrorist attack. You see, the FBI had told Amon, hey, it's getting ready to go down. We need you to meet here and then pop your drone up one last time and get us some surveillance. Tell us where to go. That's why once we get in on the base, we can start shooting and exacting our fantastic terrorist plot. But that's not what happened. See, that was just the last thing that they needed Amon to do.
Chat, seeing Rich's medulla oblongata was not on my bingo card today. I was not expecting that, honestly. And because I want you all to share in it, you can see it again.
But that's not what happened. See, that was just the last thing that they needed Amon to do. Get that drone out, meet him at the place, pop it up in the air, look at his battle buddy and say, hey, we're good to go. I've got eyes on target. And that's when his buddy said, surprise, motherfucker. To which Amon said, and one of the things I find the most entertaining about this entire takedown of terrorism is that the feds posted...
why did I... Oh my god, I realized what a fucking idiot I am. I said medulla oblongata, and it's the uvula. Oh, sweet fuck, how could I fuck those two parts of the body up? Oh, that was a blunder on my part. I called a part of the brain. Oh, sweet fuck. I am cooked. I am so fucking cooked. I don't know why. For some fucking reason, medulla oblongata just shot into my head. And I went, it's the medulla oblongata. And I don't know why. I am fucking cooked. Oh, God.
Fire
It was a walk
takedown
moment.
of
Yes. Yes. I fully accept it was a womp womp moment. I will fully accept responsibility for the womp womp.
And one of the things I find the most entertaining about this entire takedown of terrorism is that the feds posted a photo of them with Amon in a car. And Amon's just like, hey, do you see my drone? Do you see all these cool terroristic felonies that I'm doing against the nation that I
Oh
live
my
in
God.
after serving 2 years? Do you see what I'm doing? Do you see the terrorism in my hands that I'm completing right now? Yes, you gotta love having photographic proof of somebody doing a crime.
Yeah.
Just talk about caught red-handed. He got caught drone-handed. God, it looks like a DJI drone too, and I have one of those. That makes me sad. Now I know I said I was gonna show you the DD-214 and whether it got an honorable or dishonorable discharge, but I couldn't get it fast enough. So I'm just gonna put it up on Twitter or Instagram, which you should follow me on there. And speaking of follow, if you want to see things uncensored and a little bit longer and uncut, you go ahead and you check me out on Pepperbox. Best way to support the channel is to get yourself a shirt. Bad. That's right. Those words were on the mug that I drank of when I talked about the Buffalo Public Schools being cheapest way to support the channel is leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I'm about to go on Pepperbox and make fun of him in his ISIS photo in a lot of bad words. Okay, see you next time, weirdos. What is a TACOM? U.S. Army Tank and Automotive and Armaments Command. Tank and Automotive, tank, automotive, and me in the ass armaments. Tank and Automotive, and it's one of the U.S. Army's tank armaments. It's one of the U.S. Army's tank, automotive, me in the ass automotive. God,
Blah, 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 blah.
Put them all in there. Put them all in there at the end, Pat. I want you to show that whole thing, all that at the end as a blooper. That's... I can't read.
That was great. I had no idea anything. I had no idea this happened. This was very interesting because I had no idea it even happened. And you know what? Good job by the FBI on this one. Bravo. Good work. This could have gone south so badly if he found actual, like, ISIS people instead of undercover FBI agents. Like, hats off to the FBI on this. Great fucking work. Bravo. Full accolades.